Everybody is losing their shit over who needs to win this election. But I have a question for everybody. Where was that same energy towards your own life? The purpose of this video is to tell you why your vote in this election won't change your individual life, which is not the same thing as saying your vote in the election doesn't matter. Your vote in this election matters. But you know what matters even more? What you do every other day, time, minute, and second of the week. People overemphasize their political role and underemphasize their individual roles in their life. People will hop onto the next train to scream at a liberal snowflake or end friendships with right-wing Trump fans. But when it comes to lifestyle choices, that same fire, that same burn seems to be burnt out. This election counts, but not in the way most people think it does. And in fact, I don't even care who you vote for. I could not care less. We have almost no control over what politicians decide to do. All we can control is how we react and what we do in spite of it. What would your life be like if you took all of that same energy and focused it on what's in your immediate control? How different would your life be? Voting is just me giving my preference for how I'd like things to change and be, but it's a fraction of a percent of the work we need to do to make those changes happen. Almost all of the work has to come from you. And if you want your life to change, the work has to start with you. Otherwise, you'll be at the mercy of people who have decided to take action and make that change for themselves in their own lives. Take all of your political convictions and all of that energy that you spend towards politics and focus it on your sphere of influence. Focus it on improving your own life, the lives of those around you. Focus it on being of service to those around you. Voting for the candidate you believe to be the best can be a part of that, but if voting is the one good thing you do, then you're full of shit. You can't vote for a politician and then sit back as if you've done your moral good for the next 4 years. That's not how it works. The changes you hope a politician will make must be reflected in your own life. And most importantly, you must act to make those changes in your own life. We are not to defer monumental life changes to 80-year-old dudes in suits in Washington. If you wait around for politicians to change your life for you, you're going to be waiting your whole life and then you'll be dead and your life will never have changed the way you wanted it to. Regardless of the winner, America is filled with opportunity at every single corner. Don't let excuses or old guys in Washington dictate what you do with your life. Donald Trump or Joe Biden aren't going to magically transfer $1 million into your bank account. They're not going to magically make you lose weight or get in insane shape. And they're not going to fix your relationships or happiness in your life. Only you have the power to do that. Keep that in mind when you get all worked up over politics. Ask yourself, how could this energy be better spent? The greatest service you can do to yourself, those around you, and to your community is to become the best person you possibly can be. Only when you are your best self can you give it to others. You can't give from an empty cup. Voting for the right thing and doing the right thing are not the same thing. We must, absolutely must do both. And one is more important than the other. Doing the right thing is significantly more important and impactful to you and those around you than voting is once every 4 years. What are you doing every other day in between? Because whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or Kanye West, one thing remains certain. I am going to live my life the exact same way. Focusing on what I can control, accepting what I can't, and making changes in my own life when I don't like something. I'm going to adapt regardless of what happens, because that's what humans have been doing since the beginning of time. Don't let voting or the election fool you into thinking you've suddenly hit your quota and don't need to hold yourself accountable to make changes in your own life these next 4 years. You have to actually live up to the ideals you're voting for and the changes you'd like to see. We have our whole lives to do that. And there's no better time to get started than right now.